Hey everyone, and welcome to Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast. My name is Jessica Fuentes, and I am a certified professional coach. I will be here every Saturday talking about transformation. How to transform those difficulties you encounter throughout your life into lessons. How can you transform that victim mindset into one of opportunity and growth? If you want to transform your life, the key is to learn and realize that you have everything you need within yourself. If you are looking for a safe place to find inspiration, motivation, and the tools to become empowered, then this is the podcast to listen to. This podcast is brought to you by my website, Empowered-SelfLove.com. Thank you for joining me every Saturday, and I want to thank you all for listening every week. Thank you for your support and for making Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast, part of your Saturday routine. I am extremely thankful and grateful for your warm welcome. My hope is to bring you the tools that enriches your life and that helps you become more empowered. So thank you for sharing with your friends and family, and let's continue to spread the knowledge and the inspiration. In this episode, I will be talking about how your interpretations are actually limiting yourself. Hey there, happy Saturday! I wish for you to feel well, energetic, and ready for today's episode. Today, we're diving into a topic that profoundly impacts our life's journey, and that is how our interpretations are actually limiting ourselves. In coaching, as well as in personal development, interpretations play a crucial role. According to the Institute for Professional Excellence in Coaching, or in short, IPEC, an interpretation is an opinion or judgment that a person creates about an event, situation, or person. So interpretations are not just thoughts, but powerful judgments and opinions that we construct to make sense of our world. So let's explore how your interpretations, using this definition, can act as invisible barriers, limiting your growth and potential by projecting past experiences onto the future. But keep in mind that since they are based on an opinion, they are deeply subjective because interpretations are simply stories we tell ourselves about the circumstances we have encountered. While these stories can sometimes be useful, mostly as a protective mechanism, they can become limiting when we are extremely rigid or when we base these on negative experiences. Because then we create a cycle of limiting beliefs, which stems from a series of negative interpretations. And then these beliefs can feed thoughts like, I'm not good enough, or this always happens to me. And this way of thinking can severely restrict your actions and perspectives, diminishing your opportunities for personal growth and personal development. Now, let me share an example. Imagine that you were overlooked for a promotion. If your interpretation is that you are not valued or that you were not considered because your boss really doesn't support or appreciate you, this can lead you to decrease your motivation and therefore your overall performance. On the contrary, if you interpret this as an opportunity to learn and improve, your path can change dramatically because you will push yourself and you will work harder to grow, regardless of external validation. So reframing your interpretations is crucial because it involves questioning the automatic judgment, and therefore you begin to seek alternative and positive narratives. And how can you do this? Well, by asking yourself empowering questions such as,
what can I learn from this? Or what is this situation teaching me? Or how can I transform this situation into an opportunity? Instead of succumbing in those predetermined judgments you are accustomed to jump in. So, it is important to first be aware of the habitual nature of interpretations, meaning that you need to regularly reflect on your immediate thoughts and be mindful of them, because this approach can help you recognize and adjust these thought patterns. And second, engage in practices such as journaling or speaking with a coach to foster a healthier and growth-oriented mindset. Now, how can you move past limiting interpretations and break free from a destructive cycle? Well, this involves a conscious effort to challenge and reframe your thought process. Now, I'm going to share with you some strategies to help you transform these interpretations into opportunities for growth. The first strategy is to practice awareness and mindfulness by recognizing those automatic thoughts. And by definition, automatic thoughts are those spontaneous thoughts that often pop up into your mind without any conscious effort, usually as a reaction to a situation or to an event. They can be positive, neutral, or negative. But today, I'm going to show you 10 examples of automatic thoughts, particularly those that are limiting or negative. The first one is all or nothing thinking. Thoughts such as, if I don't succeed here, I'm a total failure. Or, I always mess things up. The second type of thoughts are overgeneralization. Thoughts such as, this always happens to me. Or, nobody ever appreciates what I do. The third one is a mental filter. Thoughts such as, I made a mistake and therefore I am not good enough. Or, everyone notices I stumble on my words. The fourth is the disqualifying the positive. Thoughts such as, that compliment was just someone being nice to me, but they really didn't mean it. Or, sure, I did well, but it was just luck. The fifth line of thought is jumping to conclusions, like mind reading thoughts such as, they must think I'm incompetent. Or the fortune telling thoughts, I know I'm going to fail this presentation. There are also the magnification and minimization thoughts, such as, my achievements are not really that important. Then there's also the emotional reasoning. Thoughts like, I feel anxious, so I must be really underprepared. Or I feel useless, so I must be useless. There are also the should statements. Thoughts such as, I should always be able to handle things perfectly. Or I should never make mistakes. Then there are the labeling and mislabeling thoughts, such as, I'm such a loser. Or I'm a total idiot for making this mistake. And lastly, there are the personalization thoughts. Thoughts such as, this is my fault and I should have done more. Or they're upset, I must have done something wrong. So recognizing these automatic thoughts is the first step towards challenging and reframing them. By identifying them, you can begin to question their validity and replace them with more balanced and constructive thoughts. How do you take control over your automatic thoughts? Well, first, start by becoming aware of the instant judgments you make. Practice mindfulness and meditation because these can help you observe those thoughts without judgment. Second, reflect on your patterns, keeping a journal. That way you can take note on those recurring interpretations and patterns that form, and this can help you identify the triggers of these thoughts. The third way is to question your interpretations. Ask critical questions. When you catch a negative interpretation, pause and ask yourself questions like, is this really true? Or what evidence do I have for this belief? Explore alternative perspectives. Consider how someone else might interpret the same situation differently. What positives can be drawn? And lastly, reframe with empowering narratives. Shift the focus. Instead of focusing on what's wrong, redirect your interpretation to what you can learn or how you can grow from the situation. Positive affirmations, use them. They reinforce the new and positive interpretations. For instance, replace "I can't handle this" with "I am learning and growing through this challenge." Now, going back to the strategies. The second strategy to practice is to seek feedback and support. Engage with others. Sometimes outside perspectives can offer insights that are difficult to see from within. Discuss your interpretations with trusted friends, mentors, or coaches. Look for a professional guidance. A coach or therapist can provide strategies to modify those limiting beliefs and develop healthier thought patterns. The third strategy is to practice self-compassion. I have said it multiple times. Be kind to yourself. Change is challenging and setbacks are normal. Approach your interpretations with compassion and patience. This mindset makes it easier to adjust your beliefs. Lastly, the fourth strategy is to take action towards growth. Take small steps. Set achievable goals that allow you to test the new beliefs and interpretations. Success in these areas can reinforce the new positive interpretations. And celebrate the wins. Acknowledge and celebrate when you successfully reframe an interpretation, because this will reinforce a positive cycle of growth. When you actively engage in these practices, you can begin to break free from unhealthy interpretations and cycles, enabling a more empowered, fulfilled life. Remember, transformation is a journey, not a destination, and every step forward is progress towards your potential. So, as I close today's episode, remember that interpretations are powerful, and when you manage them well, they can illuminate the path towards growth and bring out your highest potential. So, challenge your interpretations and transform the narratives that may be holding you back. I encourage you to observe one of your recurring interpretations this week. Reflect on them and question them, and then see how you may reframe them to increase your potential and growth. And also remember, I am here to help you in your journey as your coach. If you feel that this is a message you connected with, I am very glad and happy that this will be the beginning of an extraordinary journey of transformation and empowerment for you. So remember that we have a date every Saturday. You can't miss the next episode, in which I will be talking about making assumptions. Thank you for listening to today's episode, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that it brought some perspective as well as hope. If there is any particular topic you would like me to discuss, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email at jessica.fuentes@empowered-selflove.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find me there as empowered.selflove. I also encourage you to visit my webpage, empowered-selflove.com, and explore more about what coaching is all about. In the Services tab, you can sign in for the free discovery session. During the discovery session, I will explain everything you need to know about coaching, the type of coaching I specialize in, and the packages I have available for you. You can find all the links on the episode's notes. Remember, if you like this content or thought of somebody that could benefit from it, please share it with your friends and family. Remember that we have a date every Saturday, and I can't wait for us to meet again. See you next week!